What's up, YouTube? Erod212 here with another video. So what time is it? It's that time. Time for the back nine. What are we going to talk about? CGC 9.6s that are worth investing in. All right, so like the topic said, 9.6 is worth investing in. I mean, you've seen how the market has gotten. Some 9.8s are just out of most people's price point. But if you can't get that, you get the grade below that 9.6 that is holding or increasing in value. There are quite a few 9.6s that have become the go-to books for people. Also 9.4s, to be honest with you, when you never saw that on moderns, but there are a few in here that those 9.4s are worth the investment. But we're going to talk about 9.6s today. Before we start, I just want to give a big shout out to my man Ben C from CBSI for giving me all this content, allowing me to put this up. There's a link in the description to his site. Go check out CBSI, one of the best sites out there in the market right now. Also, big shout out to Vintage Comics and Toys. Phil is another great member of this community. Great guy. Both of those guys are on Whatnot. And you know what? Speaking of Whatnot, check it out, because I'll be doing it. I didn't go this week, but Tuesday I'll be on again, and then I'm going to be going live from New York Comic Con. So stay tuned to that. Bookmark the shows. That way you'll be able to see when it's coming. Also, there's a link in the description. $10 off your first, if you're a first timer, $10 off your first purchase on Whatnot. So you know what? Let's take a look at exactly what the guys have here for us, and let's see what they got to say. All right, should be fun. All right, so Phil goes, CGC 9.6 for modern comics still sell, and some for very big money because 9.8s are too much for people's budgets, and some because a 9.8 does not come on the market often, and when they do, it breaks records. This week, we will focus on a top 10 list for modern collectors and investors that dabble in Copper Age and Modern Age. Always, if you have any suggestions, please leave comments below. And that's true. Just leave comments below on their website. They respond to those things, and it just helps out the website so they know exactly what topics are really doing well for them and everything else. Also, leave comments here so that we can share it with the community and everybody can see what we're thinking about. What 9.6s would you guys think are good investments right now, especially since you can't afford the 9.8? So the first one we're going to talk about is Am Patriot #1, the Mike Perkins variant. It's a super rare variant, and Jack Kornblatt says there are only 3 copies of this book graded at 9.6, and they have actually gone for higher prices than 9.8. And you know what? That's a funny trend because I've seen that with a couple of books lately, and I guess it's because of availability. Van and I have discussed how this book and really all the variants from the Am Patriot series are impossible to find and could be in a major increase in the price when Armor War comes out. This book has a cool cover, rarity, low census count, and MCU heat. Hard to ask for more. He's right. MCU heat, I think the thing with that is low census count and rarity. Those are big factors when you're buying books like this. Jack also goes with Warrior Magazine #1. It's the first V for Vendetta. I didn't know that. Huh. There are only 3 copies at 9.6 in the census and none graded any higher. So at least right now, 9.6 is the best anyone can do. Eventually, Warner Brothers is going to try and reboot V for Vendetta for HBO Max. And when they do, this book will skyrocket in value. I tell you, and V for Vendetta is a classic if you haven't watched that. And a lot of people don't know, kind of like what happened with Hellboy and a couple of Sin City, that was a comic book first. Now, Steve Horn goes with a killer. Bone #1, the first Bone. For best 9.6, I'm tempted to do the jerky thing and say Bone #1, where the census of 9.4s is greater than 9.6s and then 9.8s. We'll probably see 9.4s hit 5 figures in our lifetimes. Thinly traded book. No one wants to sell if they have it. Modern classic. Now not dependent on making it to a streamer, movie, or etc. Only 435 graded overall in the census. Yeah, it's wild. This book is a white whale. I have a 3rd print on this, which still goes for some money. But this book here, even the 3rd print, just a big book. I actually got the opportunity to press one signed by Jeff Smith, and it was a first print. All right, Steve Warren also goes with Hulk #340, the iconic cover. Hulk #340 has double the 9.6 censuses versus 9.8, and a 9.6 trades at about 1/3 of the price of a 9.8. Iconic McFarlane cover with an Incredible Hulk 180-181 rematch. What does this book have? What doesn't this book have going for it? I mean, Mark Ruffalo may be playing Old Man Hulk by the time Wolverine shows up in the MCU, but still, it's true. I mean, Ruffalo's done how many movies now? And there's talk about him getting his own series, and he was an older actor to begin with, so could be interesting. You know what? That would be wild. Do that Old Man Logan series and have Hulk with that whole series. If you've read that World War Hulk and the Old Man Logan series, you'd see what I'm talking about. All right, Peter Renner goes with a book I swear by, and that's Clone Wars #1, the first Ahsoka Tano. It's the modern age CGC 9.6 pick is Clone Wars #1. Ahsoka ain't going anywhere, and considering 9.8s are already hitting 2K, there's no reason 9.6 should be selling for less than that price. The gap will close eventually. No reason this should be a 60 to 70% of a 9.8. This book is crazy, and remember, it wasn't a big book. I don't know what the print run is, but it's a Dark Horse book, so Mighty Mel V is going to go with Ultimate Fallout #4, the first Miles Morales, more affordable than it has been in a while, and on the dip. Ultimate Fallout 4 is the book that modern age investors need to always keep an eye on. Although it's dipped, it really hasn't crashed. This book is still an expensive book. I think the 9.8s are still going for over 2K. So, yeah, it was at 3K at one time, but still over 2K for a book from, 2010? Wow, 12 years. Pretty pricey. And Mighty Mel V also goes with another big boy book here. Edge of Spider-Verse #2. This is the Greg Land 1 in 25. It's the first appearance of SpiderGwen. When is this book ever going to go down? It's still hovering around 3K or more or less, I think. We are likely further on a Spider-Man casting than a Miles. He's right. I mean, but I think they'll both be in the same movie. Just because of what the cartoon series did, she might spin off into her own series eventually down the line, or a TV show. Let's see how it's done. Hopefully Marvel can acquire the rights to all of this stuff, or come in agreement to be able to do this stuff so it can be done properly. Just my opinion on that, though. And then Phil goes with Sandman #8, the first appearance of Death. This book was going for about double a month ago. Death is an iconic character from the 80s, and a spike of people are buying Sandman comics. People want Sandman comics after watching the Netflix show. I think it's going to be a gradual growth back up in values once season 2 gets announced. Hopefully season 2 does get picked up, because I don't think they had any word yet, and usually that comes out pretty quick. So I know in the community there was some scuttlebutt, but a lot of people like the series. I didn't watch it yet, but Sandman is definitely an acquired read, but it's revered by so many people. So so many people can't be wrong on this. I believe they just let out like a Sandman 3 trilogy right now in audiobook too. So if you're into that, check that out. And Phil also goes with New Mutants #98, and this is the first appearance of Deadpool. All grades are going up across the board. With no announcement of Deadpool 3, people are hedging their bets on a safe key. I think this book trails Amazing Spider-Man 300, in my opinion. And after this, I guess Phil did this. They did make an announcement that Hugh Jackman is going to be appearing as Wolverine in Deadpool 3. I'm interested to see if it's a quick cameo, which I believe it's going to be just a quick cameo, like fan service type of thing. We won't see Hugh Jackman for an extended period of time in it, but still, it's going to be huge. That Wolverine 88 spiked up. It's where Deadpool has Wolverine has Deadpool in between the two blades. That book has seen a spike just because of the cover and the appearances. But Deadpool's character has been hot for how long now? At least 10 years in the community. This book has been a big boy book. And look for the newsstand on this, because that's a really tough book to find in a newsstand. Any grade on that book is a book worth getting. And then that's the picks from the staff. But let me show you my pick, because I think this is a good pick. And it's affordable right now. So before it really goes crazy, when I say affordable, your average bigger collector can pick this book up. All right. But I'm going to go with Uncanny X-Men #266. It's the first appearance of Gambit. With all the X-Men set to make their debut in the MCU in the near future, demands for this character have continued to increase. 9.8s are almost 1K right now, and at half that price, 8.6s are way more affordable for collectors. And think about that. And the thing with this book, and I got to be honest with you, is that I've seen, this is what I was talking about in the beginning. I've seen 9.4's of this book sell continuously, slab, not raws, slab. A lot of people buying raws, but slabs are selling because people are getting tired of trying to get the grade and continuously investing in books that are not getting the grades. So put the little extra money in, and you get that book automatically in the grade you want. 9.6's on the 266, the first Gambit, running for about $450 right now, $450. The 9.8's are over $900. So that'll probably hit over $1,000 once there's any announcement. You know, this also ties into the X-Men animated series where Gambit was a beloved character, especially with accent and all of that stuff. So just good books for you guys to be looking for. But that's the show. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. New York Comic Con is this weekend, next upcoming weekend. So if you're going to be there, have a good time. If you see me there, stop by, say hello. Go check out my man, Ferry Gary's. He's set up there. He's going to be crushing it. Watch the amount of books and crazy stuff that he brings there. But that's it. And until the next video, peace.